There I was at mile 11 and a half, lying on the sidewalk. My legs were shaking. My chest was tight. Runners kept passing by. For the first time in 12 years of running half marathons, a thought crossed my mind that had never crossed it before. Am I going to finish my race?
Don't hit that.
I remember looking down the road toward the finish line, wondering if my body would get me there. Have you ever been there, working on a goal, and suddenly realize that you might not make it? That moment on the sidewalk didn't start at mile 11 and a half. It actually started months earlier when I decided that I was going to run another half marathon in Long Beach, California. I've learned two things that I have to do before I go to run a race. One, I have to know the exact date of the race and where it's going to be held so that I can start training. That's the second thing. I need to know when to start the training for the race. So, to achieve my goal of completing the race, these two steps have to be achieved together. And it's great. Last year's race was a little bit different. When you go to a race, there are signs that say 1.5 hours, 2 hours, 2.5, and onward. That means I'm going to finish the race in this amount of time. I usually put myself towards the back end of 2 hours, maybe at the beginning of 2. But last year, they pushed me into the 1.5 hour time zone. Now, I think I'm fast, but I know I'm not that fast. So when the race started, for the first 5 miles, I was running 9-minute miles, which was a minute faster than I had been training here in Las Vegas. I didn't know what was going on, but I kept going. I'm very excited because I get to see my 2 younger brothers twice during this race. The first time they come down a flight of stairs and are cheering for me on the beach. When I got to them at mile 8.5, they said, "Slow down, you're going too fast." I was trying to slow down, but with their conversation in my head, I was working better at it. I see them at mile 11.5, the second time on the street. I really wasn't feeling well. I literally had to lay down on the street, on the sidewalk, to be able to go forward. As I'm laying there and thinking, if I don't get up, I might not finish this race. In that moment, I had a choice. I could stay on the sidewalk, or I could get up and move. I had a goal. I wanted to finish the race. So I got up, not to run, just to keep moving, step by step. My brothers looked at me and said, "We're walking." And that's exactly what we did. We walked and we talked. The conversation was about me moving forward, was about me finishing the race. It was my brothers checking to make sure I was okay. Little by little, my strength came back. We'd walked a quarter of a mile, and I thought, okay, maybe I can run again. So I look at my brothers, and I ask them, "Can I run again?" They shook their heads. "Not yet." So we continue walking and talking. When we get to mile 12, they say, "Okay, you can run again." And they start cheering. I start running and hearing them cheering for me, no, I know I'm going to be able to finish the race. I get my momentum going. A mile later, I cross the finish line. And I get my medal. But the medal really wasn't the victory. The victory was when I couldn't run, walked. So my challenge for you today is to take a 10-minute walk. Choose a time tomorrow when you can walk, in the morning, afternoon, or evening, and take that walk. It's a goal, so I need you to write it down. Because goals that are not written down are just dreams, and they never get accomplished. The goal you choose, the goal you commit to, that's a finish line waiting for you. When you reach that point in life where you feel like you're lying on the sidewalk, remember this. You don't have to run. You just have to keep moving. I believe that there are great things happening for you at your finish line. Thank you.